Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, all of you. Good morning, speakers. I request Mr. R.C. Sharma to please start the talks and please give some introduction of the two speakers and you start. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chiller. Today we have got something to discuss on smoke ventilation and smoke ventilation modeling, etc., which is one of the very important area in the buildings. Whenever there is a fire, smoke is the biggest problem, and people have been dying out of that. I think this is one of the very important areas selected for today's webinar. And we have got Mr. P.K. Rao, who's the former director, UP Fire Service. Then we have got Mr. Gupta, Alok Gupta. He is the person who is going to present the main theme paper on this today's program. And that's what I think we know each other very well. And we can start with Mr. Rao. I think the total time is since about 1 hour. Mr. Rao will take about 10-12 minutes for this introduction about whatever he's going to say. And then we'll go to Gupta. Mr. Rao, you can please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to everybody. And I am very thankful for the Institution of Fire Engineers doing very good job in this period, especially in the Corona period. And as Mr. Sharma has told that this is a very important chapter because National Building Code of India is a prescriptive code where everything is written after the so many researches and researches. But we have not validated till now anything which is given in the National Building Code. Only we believe that USA, UK people or Japanese people, whatever they have done, we have taken data from them and we included these things in the National Building Code of India. Everybody must be knowing that most of the deaths are due to the smoke and burn. If you take the example of UK, it is 61% people die due to smoke and the burn. If you take the example of USA, 85% people die due to smoke and the burn. And you must be knowing that there is no data available in specifically for the fire. So we take NCRB. This is a National Crime Record Bureau. This is a police department organization. Whenever there is a fire, FIR is there, and they record how many fires are there, how many people are died. But if you take the example of USA or UK, after the post-mortem, they declare how the people have died. But in our Indian fire services, we don't do that thing. We don't collect any data from the post-mortem report or the police. So whatever the NCRB have given, that is including the suicidal cases also. So as per their record, every year approximately 24,000 people are dying due to fire incidents, fire and the fire-related incidents. That is a very big thing. But in India, we while designing the buildings, we always do whatever is written in the building code. But if you compare with the industrial fire services, they use so many technique or modeling methods to know what will be the effect of fire, what will be the effect of explosion in the industries, and according to that they design the things. There are so many softwares are available, like Abacus is a Dassault France, Fluidigm is from the France, ANSYS is from USA, and FDS is from USA, and Exodus is an evacuational software. By taking the help of this, we can validate the things in the National Building Code, and that is a more than 80% true result we find it. So this is a new technology, and we must use, we must know. And in the future, I have talked Mr. Alok Gupta. If IFE approved, so we can go for a 2 days training program how to use this FTS or Fluidigm for using this modeling. If you think, if you know, you must be knowing that all the structures, it may be a bridge, it may be a tower. For that, structural engineer, they are using so many models for combustion, development of the aeroplane, etc. The IIT, etc. They are also using so many software, because everything is not possible to do things. In the case of smoke in the buildings, if it is a linear smoke, then you can predict. But it is if turbulent flow is there, so it becomes very difficult to gauge what will the behavior of the fire or smoke. There are so many things that we have to take consideration for the modeling as per and the fire extinguishment. type of structure, fire loading, behavior of the human being they are using, what relation they are having with each other, and smoke how will propagate, and what will be the ventilation requirements. So I will request Mr. Alok or Mr. Sharma to hand over Mr. Alok, and he will model the things with whatever we are saying. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rob. I think you are going to be the main this thing taking over everything now. You can give your brief introduction as well, and you can go ahead with your presentation. We'll have some time to assimilate whatever we are discussing and maybe some questions at end of it. Mr. Gupta, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sharma sir. Thank you, Rao sir. And I welcome all of participants in this Saturday morning. So without wasting much time, I'm sharing my screen. So today's discussion is like understanding ventilation, how the ventilation calculation has been done in a very, very basic way. And further, we'll go to understand, how the modeling and simulation, can give your installed equipment performance better. So just a second. So all of us know what is the natural ventilation. When we have a huge ceiling height, I mean, like our old building made by US people, so they have all huge ceiling height. So the advantage of these buildings are having good natural ventilation and less energy consumption. And of course, air quality, sufficient supply of oxygens are some advantage. And once we go for buildings which are available nowadays, which are having a constraint on the heights, we use for mechanical or a enclosed system where we have a mechanical based forced air conditioning and ventilation system. So in this picture you can see that there is different type of ventilation systems like the grills and the diffusers, which are jet diffusers are provided over here. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is like a mechanical ventilation system. So what factors decide the building behavior? I mean, how we can justify current building is a good or healthy building? I mean, definitely if consume less energy, if it has a pleasant temperature, humidity, and air velocity is also adequate, then a general study has been done. I mean, in a mall or similar area, most of the people feel fresh and cool, and this is also based on a subjective feeling. I mean, most of the people feel happy inside a mall-like environment. So these are prime factors. So we will be discussing detail like how these factors are important, everything. So I'll just take an example how to do a calculation for a simple ventilation calculation. So I mean, if you look at this picture, this is a corridor which is having 150 feet length, 8 feet width, and 12 feet height. So as per ASHRAE rules, I mean, I think we all of us know, like, buildings are driven by national building codes, and further it will be all the buildings followed American Society of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning standards. In India, it is said to be ASHRAE. So this is some empirical formula which Rao sir was mentioning in his discussion, like prescriptive formulas. So based on these formulas, we will be calculating how much exhaust air calculation is required for this corridor. So formula is very simple. This is AHN. N is number of air changes. We always hear like 8 air changes, 12 air changes. So area, height, and number of air changes divided by 60. So in this case, length is 150 feet, width is 8 feet, and the height is approx 12 feet. So this calculation gives us a requirement of a fan, exhaust fan, which is 2880 CFM. So this similar amount of air we have to pump in, and similar amount of air we have to exhaust it. So exhaust in calculation will be 2880 CFM, and out also this is. So we'll see. So we generally feel like, I mean, a particular room is on a positive pressure. So let us understand what is the positive and negative pressure. So for example, I mean, if you want to create a particular room into a positive pressure, then what you will do, I mean, if you have a room, you want to keep it on the positive pressure, you will supply some extra air to the room so that, the air pressure inside your room is more than outside. I mean, you are supplying more air into that room, then it is said to be the positive pressure uh, area. Similarly, if you want to do some, how to calculate the negative pressure. So if you are sucking more air, I mean, if you are exhausting more air, then room is said to be a negative pressure room. So in this case, I mean, if you are having a room CFM that is 3,300 and corridor CFM is around 3,000, then room is said to be positive, and other side it is said to be negative. So there are application, for example, once we go for a kitchen exhaust application, I mean, so this is all the beauty of HVAC and electrical engineers. They calculate different area and they keep the areas on positive and negative pressure based on building requirement. So let's little bit understand what is smoke evacuation as per NBC. So smoke evacuation system through the multiple exhaust grills located on the each floor and connected to the vertical risers in the shaft. Each grill will be provided with the smoke dampers, which will be open on senses of the smoke, and by smoke detector corresponding gas corridors. And simultaneously outside makeup air will be supplied. So that's what I said in the last slide, 2800 CFM we have calculated. Similar amount of air we have to supply. So let's, this is a typical connection. We'll see to it. So if you can consider, this is how a ventilation of a building is being done. For a smoke case, we keep slightly high on the extraction fan. For example, if you see here in this particular case, this is exhaust air is 20,848 CFM, and the supply air, if you see, that is 17,445. So we are exhausting more air. So this is a very well good design, what I can say that. And every floor we can see that we are exhausting more air. That is around 20,400. This air we are exhausting, and we are supplying less air. So this is said to be a good design. I'll just show you. So you see that we are supplying low air. So in case of exhaust, this is said to be, as per NBC, it's a very well designed system. Generally, I mean, it is connected with a smoke detector and fire control panel. And in case of fire, normal mode set to be off, and fire mode, it gives you the axial or the extraction fan. It gives a sensor to gets it on. So this is how the designing is being done. So as Sharma sir and Rao sir mentioned, this is prescriptive based design and performance based design. So let's see like how exactly a prescriptive based designing procedure has been adopted. So let's look at this video for a while. So this is the traditional way our firefighters or fire department, they do this type of, checking. So this is also important. But the performance, how can, we check the performance of particular equipment or particular installation is proper or not. So we have, computers nowadays are very powerful. So we do some sort of simulation. So just to give you some idea, this is a performance based system of the same this one. So the smoke is being generated at ground floor, and there are vents on at the second floor, and it is well demonstrated properly. And how much time, this is showing the time, how much time the smoke is being sucked by the smoke extraction system. So this is very powerful tool. So now we will see that performance-based system design. So these are, I'm just taking in today's discussion example of a commercial building, which is very popular in Delhi. So this is a NBC which has an atrium, and these are the NBC requirement of the atrium. So where whatever NBC says, it is very well described in NBC 2016 and Annexure F. So for the ventilation side, it is written in NBC it has to has the 6 air changes or 8 air changes and a smoke extraction system, and a smoke exhaust fan shall be capable of 250 degrees Celsius for fire rating of 120 minutes. So let's try to model this particular thing. So this is a very popular place in Delhi, which is in Saket. So I've taken an example of Saket DLF Mall. So this is details of that particular mall, which is having this area. So it is having a triple height atrium, ground floor plus 2 floor. So based on NBC 8 air changes, the air quality is coming per floor is 1,47,000. So these are simple multiplication calculation. So based on this, we have calculated around 10 numbers of 20,000 CFM existing fan. These are the existing fan which is already there. Plus these are some additional fan. So you can see that supply fans are considered around 10% negative pressure we have maintained. That means in case of fire, there will be more exhaust can be taken in less number of time. This is based on NBC. So to model this, I think most of you are aware of this rendering and how does a computer understand the 3D and everything. So this is an actual picture of a cow, and once we give same picture to the computer, it understand almost the same. So we need to give proper input to the computer to model particular problem. So this is another view of DLF Saket Mall, which is having this atrium. So we are modeling a 5 megawatt fire which occurs at ground floor, and what will be the effect of smoke, fire and visibility with respect to time. We are trying to model that, and then we'll further go to the basement modeling, the jet fan positioning and all. So this is the atrium which is given. If you look at this picture, these are having 5 atrium, center domes and everything. So this is computer generated picture. Further, these pictures are created based on some softwares, and everything, material detail, civil angle, every details has been provided to the computer. So this is how the picture is coming. So we are considering a case of 5 megawatt fire which occurs at ground floor, and we will see how does it spreads, and with respect to time what is going to be the effect. So atrium is having a damping sheet which is having very less flash point. So this is based on CSTB guidelines. The material was the damping sheet used is very less flash time. So this is a more risk area. So this is how we have taken the atrium fire. So as I explained, this is fire of 5 megawatt has been kept at the ground floor. So it's a jet-shaped mall. So on near to the dome, the 5 megawatt fire is kept, and these are the atrium which is we need to read. We need to understand the effect of the fire. So how does a software understand all this fire related things? As Rao sir explained, there is something said to be laminar and turbulent flow. So once flow are laminar, it can be easily modeled, and once flow is changing to turbulent, there is a lot of energy is getting released, lot of smoke is getting generated. It is very difficult for a software to model all those things. So now this is a mesh which we have created. So this is at the source at the ground floor. We have created a dense mesh. So meshing is a first thing what we do in the software. We divide the complete volume into millions of small pieces. So software automatically generate the volume which we say as the finite volume to small volumes. So near to the source where we need to do a study, we have created a dense volume. So you see that this is around 9,79,840 mesh element, and these are the nodes which has been created. So it's a tetra type of mesh. Further, we have created complete mesh entire the ground first and second floor. So this is what is the performance-based system. So we have tried to model the turbulent flow using buoyancy and K-epsilon gravity model, and with the NSNT solvers. So what is the result? I mean, these are the assumption given as per ASHRAE, and the HVAC consultant has given this information. These are the supply air grills, which is having a air supply of 1 bar, and return air extractor is having everything is in meter cube flow. Supply air diffusers and return air extractor, we have taken this assumption, and this is the fire load what we have calculated. So this is we have first model. I mean, as I said, I mean, and everybody knows. I mean, we have installed crores of rupees of equipment. We want to see whether they perform well, or any vortices or any air pocket or any small things are forming or not. This we can easily check with this software. So we can see that how to read this image. So we can see that this, everywhere it is a blue, and wherever there is a color changes, there is small turbulence is there. So we can see almost air velocity is uniform inside the complete Z-shaped mall, and temperature is also in the range of this is a adiabatic ball. Adiabatic ball means this is exposed to the sun. So if you see at near to the wall, this is around 27 degrees Celsius, and remaining part of the mall, it is around 25 degrees Celsius. So we can say that the design conditions are matching with the simulation results. So this is a reasonable design has been done. Further, temperature distribution, this is another view. It is a section we have cut it at different height. So this is again a different distribution of the temperature at various levels and various heights. So once fire is created, so smoke is being generated. So as per NFPA 92B, 35 ppm smoke, after 35 ppm smoke, it start giving you a problem. So we need to, with the help of software, we need to see that how much time it will take to smoke concentration goes to 35 ppm. So this type of answers we can easily get. I mean, we know all these symptoms, so I'm not going to discuss detail on this part. So we have taken 10 ppm concentration. So let's understand in this presentation, in this slide, how much time it will take to, and what is the concentration inside a Z-shaped mall for 10 ppm. So we can see that after 60 seconds, this area only is affected. After 360 seconds, the 10 ppm smoke is spread is entire the center of the mall, and after around 480 seconds, it reaches complete this one. So 480 seconds means around 6 minutes. So till 6 minutes with the given system, we have only 10 ppm smoke. I mean, we can further model the 35 ppm, 100 ppm, all those different calculation we can take. So once smoke is being generated, the smoke byproduct, I mean, there are a lot of aerosols. I mean, everybody understand the aerosols. This is carbon particles which create a disturbance and visibility. So once smoke is generated, aerosols generated in the air, and due to which the very dense border is being created, and we are not able to visualize anything. I mean, we can't see even the signage boards or near doors and all. So visibility, we want to understand what is the visibility criteria. So with the help of the softwares, we can see the visibility. So area which is in red color refers to the highest visibility and decreases to blue color. So you can see that red color area after 180 seconds is almost everywhere we can see a good visibility. And as the time passes by, I mean, visibility decreases. So this is how this is only for the 10 ppm smoke correspond to visibility. So, this is a typical connection which is being provided to the fan. I mean, a axial flow fan, which is a smoke extraction fan, which is installed to the return air duct, and it is around 10 to 12% higher. I mean, so this is how a connection being done, and this is a typical general arrangement vertical section drawing, how it has been installed, the HUs, and these here the sprinkler is being installed. So sprinkler and sprinkler system with the IS 15105 and K80 pendant type flow pattern is considered. So this is a typical sprinkler installation in that particular mall. So what we conclude So in this particular simulation, before fire, an average temperature of 25 degrees Celsius was attained due to ventilation provided. When fire initiates, smoke is created, and as a product of fire, it rises in the domain due to buoyancy and reaches to the top during the peak time. 2 minutes after the fire started, and further it blocked, it spread horizontally to the second floor. The extractor in the second floor evacuates this smoke successfully by end of 20 minutes to the larger extent. I mean, after 20 minutes, we don't have a much smoke feeling inside a mall. I mean, as we have seen the mechanical ventilation side, it's a subjective feeling. So it varies also person to person. People in the second floor are prone to more exposure of smoke, but the low concentration of around 10 ppm, not more than 20 minutes time interval. This area with smoke concentration 35 ppm and above dangerous to the people, as we are all know. And this is how we can draw that. So further, if we want, I mean, we have seen that video, which is a testing of equipment. This is a prescriptive based testing. I mean, your equipments are functioning or not. So further, we want to know, like, what is the megawatt of the fire where our equipment can fail. This type of analysis, our curiosity, or maybe I mean some fire department person want to understand, I mean, what is the maximum fire load which this particular equipment can take up. Because every equipment fails. I mean, there is a limit to the every equipment which fails. So we have further done a study, like how much time it will take. So further, this is the heat release ratio curve, HRR curve, and which almost 300 second may it is surpassing every fire, every type of fire, whether it is 0.4 fire, 4 megawatt fire, 6 megawatt fire, it is surpassing. But the smoke which is generating because of these fire, I mean, it is more than around 200 ppm smoke, which is generated by around 6 megawatt fire. So our ventilation system will be under more risk due to this. So this type of studies also can be done, and animations and all. I mean, we can see that how this type of smoke spreads with respect to time. This type of studies, I mean, our NBC doesn't talk about anything related to time. So the time, I mean, and a fire department, I mean, have a limited time to escape the person. So time is a very critical factor. So we will get to know what is the time available to, withstand this type of thing. So this is a visibility animation. I mean, we can easily understand, represent our discussion, our thoughts and all. So these are some examples which can be done. So I'll take you another example. So in the same mall, so we have seen that, I mean, jet fan is installed in different basement, and there are different installation method, and jet fan manufacturer claims like you installed the jet fan and it is extract the smoke. So jet fan are definitely a good system, but whether it function properly or not, we can easily simulate and we can understand the positioning, the inclination, and any vortices or any smoke pocket is being formed due to the jet fan installation or not. So this is again typical jet fans. These are the jet fans. This is a parking area. These are the car park area, and it is. I mean, these are the fire curtains. These are the water curtains which is installed, and this is a compartmentation of 3,000 meter square area, and these are the car being parked. So I mean, we are just creating arbitrary scenario how what is the best positioning of the smoke. What is the best positioning of the jet fan. So this is a 3D view of this particular drawing. In that here, if you can see that, I'll just this is a better view. So here these are the jet fans which is being installed over here. So whether it is positioned well, and whether they are sufficient and they are not crossing to each other, this type of installation, this type of discussion, we can easily do by some simulation. So this is the jet fan which is having a dia of 415 meter, fan length, fan speed, capacity, and this is a total number of cars, and this is a floor area, as I said, 3000 meters square. And this is the EPA norms, which emission rate of the car, which is already prescribed. So we have just model the flow of from the fan. So if you see that this flow is going this direction, and it is not going in this direction. So, and further we have diluted the we have changed the picture, and we have seen this area is getting air pocket. So we need to see this, how to, if fire happens in this particular area, what will be the effect of the jet fan and all, or should we change the positioning of the jet fan so that it will also give you uniform airflow in this particular area. So there are, smoke pockets are being created inside this. So this type of study can also being done for the jet fans and all. So advantage of engineering simulation. So hello, am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay. So, 1 second. So, engineering simulation are prescriptive and formula based things. I mean, we can check the performance of our system in more performance oriented. I mean, our prescriptive based system will, more performance based system. It can be used for better placement of fire HVAC equipment. What is the best positioning, inclination? Do we need to increase the fan size? All those decisions, I mean, these are very, very critical decisions, which is, can definitely reduce the cost also for the some extent, and it will give you very good decision making for architect, fire authorities, and HVAC consultant. So some challenges of engineering simulations are like, I mean, it requires expertise. I mean, how to do the simulation. I mean, it is as simple as that. If you know how to drive a car, or if you don't know how to drive a car, so it is very, very simple way. And second, challenges is it requires HPC, like high performance computing. I mean, more powerful computing machines are required. And there are some assumptions we take during doing a simulations. So it gives you tentative pictures, but very, very good decision making pictures. But further we can say it's still assumption based still. So with this I end up my presentation. So thank you, sir. So I can take up some questions, or I can hand it over to Dr. Sharma, RC Sharma sir and Rao sir to discuss more on this.
आरसी शर्मा साहब आप म्यूट को करो.
You are
आरसी शर्मा साहब म्यूट हो आप म्यूट हो.
Okay.
Yes.
Gupta ji, I think I myself have got many questions in this presentation, because one thing I feel is that we need to understand what we want to achieve when we talk about ventilation. Starting from your last this thing, your jet fan simulation, jet fan. I think by doing the way you have positioned your fans in this particular basement, we are going to recirculate the total smoke into the basement itself. Maybe you dilute from one side, but it is not going to really do the real ventilation what we are talking about. So
that's what, sir. I mean, it is.
So 1 minute, listen to me. I mean, what we want to achieve is that in such a ventilation, you're talking about the jet fans, you need to consider many things like the height of the ceiling of the basement, whether you do have clear passages, and then if you operate that fan, when you're throwing smoke to that through that particular direction, how you're going to throw it out? Do you have any mechanism or anything to divert it to the atmosphere, or simply, I mean, this one part which you have shown is, I mean, I'm not really clear how the system is going to function. So there's one thing, if you can explain. I'll have my another question also along with this. See that when you're talking about a mall, it's a huge area. Condition may be that you have got fire in one particular place. Then we are not operating whole of that smoke venting system at a time. What we want is to make it more effective. I think this is my operational thing. I mean, when I see that if there's a fire, and what I want is that when fire occurs in some particular area, smoke rises up, goes to the ceiling side, and only the exhaust fans or whatever venting system you have put on that side, that should come in operation. If that is happening, efficiency of that again, so that smoke is diverted to that side. I mean, turbulence inside the ball, I'm not able to understand why this turbulence will be there. Means if there is a fire condition, then we stop air conditioning system. The turbulence inside because of that should stop. And then we want that only the area which is affected by the fire, that smoke venting should start. If that is the case, then how, my feeling is that makeup air is all that, you have to do that much makeup air from where you do it. Because in such a huge mall, my feeling is that if you, maybe that you keep on pressurizing from the other end or other area, I think that could also be useful. My understanding is, I mean, maybe that this is some food for thought.
Yes, sir.
My understanding is, if you are running a pump,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
if you feed water at some pressure on that side, you get double the pressure out. So if that is the same thing applies here also. If you are having a venting system for a particular room or a big hall, we consider one room only, not the mall. In the one room, if you have got a venting system, my feeling is that if it comes in operation in the beginning itself, fire starts within half a minute, within a minute, the moment your alarm is raised and this ventilation starts, replenishment also starts. I don't think we are going to have the exhaust fan and your venting fan and other things putting to that stress that it will be reaching 250 degrees. I don't think if it starts functioning in the beginning, I don't feel that it's going to reach that level. If it is reaching that level, means it is not, smoke is not going out, it is staying stationary inside. So
Yeah, it is staying inside. Yes, yes.
no, this should not be staying inside. What I want is, for that purpose, in big areas, I want that venting out means venting out. We are not talking about dilution of the smoke inside. We are talking about venting out of the smoke. In that condition, what I feel is that we should be taking out the smoke from that area where the fire has taken place, on the top, maybe whatever dome or whatever is there where the smoke is going and accumulating. If you have got coffers created, maybe first floor, second floor, you have got some corridors and you have got something happening there. So before smoke goes to the dome, if you are doing it, maybe different issue. But here, in fact, as a layman, I don't think we will be able to get much from this. You're listening, you have to give a little more explanation. I would request you one more thing. You have played one simulation of your short sort of clip that was slanting down. It was not a straight one. It's about a very small one. Could you replay that?
Okay.
Then we can have what we want to say. I could not understand what is required from this. How we are seeing this, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
My screen is visible.
No, not yet. You can share your screen and then go ahead. Yeah, your screen has come. You show the clip where you're showing the short film.
It is like with respect to time, you know, how the smoke
Not this.
is spreading inside.
A live
Not
fire,
this.
live fire. This thing I shown there.
Why is it okay?
उसको थोड़ा सीधा करिएगा. Then only we can see that. Not this one. You had a real fire incident. Now here again.
Oh,
you
real
show
fire.
You are showing here 3 floors, but so smoke going. This one. Can you make it straight?
This one?
हाँ, you इसको
ये
सीधा
सर
करिए.
सीधा नहीं हो पा रहा. ये सीधा नहीं हो सकता because ये WhatsApp से आया है मुझे.
Okay, चलिए. You could have done it there on. Okay. So what we want to come, because we don't see any action in this, how we are doing it and all that.
नहीं, my idea is
In this, what do you want to convey from this?
I just want to convey out of this, like, so sir, I want to convey what is like, I mean, everywhere, once we go for performance checking of the particular equipment, with, let's say it's a smoke detector or smoke extraction system.
Yes.
I mean, we are not, you know, checking, I think, the complete area. So we are doing at one place whereas with the help of this system, as if you see this particular video, I mean we can cover entire part, and wherever smoke is getting trapped, we can easily visualize. So that is what I mean. You see how many people are there. They are inspecting, they are guiding. There is a person who has supplied the smoke detector. There is a person who has installed the smoke detector. Then there is a AC person. So everywhere checking is very tedious and time consuming job. I mean,
Okay.
so
Okay. Now I've got a question.
so
1 minute.
yeah.
It's okay. I've got a question that you're conducting that modeling and all that. So what do you take in this case? I mean, suppose there's a big mall in Z shape. What you're saying is a very huge area. So you must have considered various number of zones. And
Yeah.
number of zones, I want to convey. I mean, from that angle, that how much is the capacity of the fan you are going to amount of smoke you want to take out or vent out. So how's that? I mean, how many zones are there in this particular mall? Because what you're mentioning is that you have done this. So how many zones are existing in that for the smoke venting physically? I mean, have you done
Sir,
that?
there are around no, I have not done the designing part of this. Designing is given to me to model that.
Okay.
So, but whatever design input, what I got is this is the design input. So
Okay.
this is the screen is visible?
No, not yet.
Sir, Sharma sir, screen is not visible. 1 minute.
No, it's not visible. If you come back, please.
1 minute.
Yeah, screen is visible.
Yeah. So these are the fans. We have to check the performance of the fan, and we
Yeah.
have to, in this particular simulation, what we did, we have tried to calculate what is the minimum time available to smoke to spread entire the mall. Further,
No.
zone wise.
See, Gupta ji, it's okay. So the thing is, we are taking the total mall into that thing, and we are in that simulation. We are taking what is going to be after say 2 minutes or 6 minutes or 8 minutes, like that. Now, that means that we are trying to leave the things to as it is. If they are allowed to go like this without smoke venting. Now, in this CFD modeling, I think if you just incorporate that there is a fire or there is smoke created by the same 5 megawatt fire at maybe middle arm of the Z, this thing. Then, and if the systems comes in operation, now where it comes in operation, venting, you have to do the same arm where the fire has taken place. Now that's how it is going to be different if you do it in different manner. I think this my feeling is this: you can achieve a better thing.
Yes, sir. What you are talking is, this is the scenario. This is a condition which we have to create, and we have to create various scenarios, and we need to see that which is the worst scenario, and we need to visually discuss. Boss, this is this is the worst scenario. So we need to augment or we need to modify our system, and we need to again run the simulation. So simulation is not like we have done in one time and we have got the result. We have optimized our design. We have changed our fan and everything. So we have to run multiple simulation to increase the performance of the system. So this is
okay. To that extent, what you say is correct. I think we got time limits are there. We can go ahead with maybe some more questions are coming from there. So what I wanted to convey from this is that as an operational person, we are using this. We have been testing the systems in real conditions, and we find that a simple change in condition can make the system ineffective, or it can enhance the performance of the system. Opening of one of the door in that same compartment which we are testing, it can make a lot of difference. Closing the door means something else. When you open the door, it means something else. So that's how I mean, really conducting those things. I wish that we have a longer discussion on these things and probably how the system is going to function. On that basis, if the CFD modeling is carried out, then probably then it will be very, very realistic. Mr. Rao, I think you may have to have something on that.
Yes, sir. Whatever you have told, that is a right, 100% right. But they have to create simulation at various places. Then they will conclude whatever installations has been installed, that is working properly. Whatever you have told, there will be a performance change when you open one door or close the one door. That all the situations will be done by the CFD modeling person.
Yeah.
So whatever there is, whether it is meeting the codes or not, because practically doing this thing is impossible, or it may take a lot of time.
Yes.
So, and especially, sir, you may be knowing whenever when you go for a new building for providing no objection certificate and inspections, everything is as per the law. But after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they add on the fire load. they change the some doors,
Yes.
movements, etc. In that condition also it can be a very helpful, whether whatever you have changed after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that whether this will work or not, because this is the big problem. And one thing I want, sir, sir, there is a suggestion from my side that you can ask from the participant which topic they want. It may be some important topic they want to listen or see, but we are not providing that thing. So it will be good to ask them to give a feedback on which topic they want information. And also the second thing, in next webinar, we are thinking to go for a blowout, which occurs in the Assam in Oil India Limited. So we are having experts. They have seen, they have managed the things, and after that we can go for a facade fire. So this would be informed in advance to every participants. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think since you have mentioned and we are already on the air, so everybody has come to know that yes, what is
Can I ask him, Alok, one question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
go ahead.
please.
Alok,
Yeah.
Welcome.
when you're talking of ventilation vis-a-vis compartmentation,
Yeah.
modern building, you see, they have large uncompartmented areas. Take an example of any car parking of a large mall. The car
Yeah.
parking may run into kilometers.
True.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Now, one of the requirements for NBC is the area needs to be compartmented. The area is given, that the compartment size is given, right?
Yeah.
Now, the compartment can be done either by physical barriers like water curtain or a wall,
True.
or otherwise by using a flexible curtain, fire
Top
curtains,
curtain.
right? Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Now, the question is, when you are using jet fan,
Yeah.
the one jet fan, you actually install jet fan in one after the other, so that the throw of one is become the suction of another, and so on so forth till it reaches the end of the wall where it goes out of the building. Correct?
True.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, in a compartmented building, when a fire takes place, a fire alarm rises, the curtain goes down.
Yeah.
How do you achieve this?
So we will further, position the jet fan in different areas in the same compartmentation. Let's say, the compartment size. In this particular case, we have just model the positioning of the jet fan, and we have seen that the center jet fan,
Let me cut it short. Are you telling me that for a 3,000 square meter compartment, as given in NBC,
yeah.
for a car parking area, you will have different outlets after every 3,000 square meter to pull out your smoke out of the building?
No, I'm not saying this. I am saying like we need to model it, and we need to understand the effect of particular throw which is occurring from each particular compartmentation. So that is what we need to model it. Then further,
My dear friend, I have already told you 3,000 square meters is the limit, correct? Now, after that, a curtain comes down when a fire alarm is activated. Now, jet fan is facing a fire curtain.
okay.
What do you do?
I
Jet
think
fan
again,
is
1 minute. I think he's not in designing the systems. He's on only the modeling part of it. So probably I think he is
Sir,
not able to.
Yes,
1 minute. Let me make it very clear. If modeling is done, the modeling is done on certain basis.
Exactly. That is not. He's not able to combine these two. What
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
I said.
I'm not trying to corner him. I just want to
No,
understand.
no. Okay. Go ahead.
I just want to understand. I've seen jet fan working in the basements which are very large.
Yes. Yes.
What they normally provide, and Alok will agree with me with due regards, that one series of jet fan are installed so as to cover the entire length and breadth of the basement.
Yeah.
Now the compartmentation clause has come in NBC where it says a 3,000 compartment is restricted to almost 3,000 square meter in area. Thereafter, you either have a water curtain or a physical wall or a fire curtain or a smoke curtain. Now, if I go in for a smoke curtain or even water curtain or for a physical wall, the fan will hit the wall or the barrier after every 3,000 square meter. So, how you are taking that into account when you are modeling? See, when you are doing modeling, you are taking the physical parameter into consideration, the outer perimeter of the building, the inner spaces, as you said, the hidden spaces.
So
I think yes, I think because he's not into that actually doing the thing, but yes, since the area is restricted to like 3,000 meters, so every section or every zone has to have its own. If they are having the jet fans, then they have to have its own means of throwing the things out. They should not be crossing each other. There is no reason that wall or any fan which is coming in between, then you cannot have the jet fan in that direction. You have to change the direction of that. Then so many things are there, whether feasibility is possible or not, whether the walls.
If you change the direction of the jet fan, even the other side itself is also kilometer long.
Exactly. So now possibility of using that has to be designed from the very beginning. I mean, when we are thinking in terms of approving the plans of the building, as we have been doing in the past. So probably I think.
Alok, are we concluding that? Can we conclude that for a 3,000 area beyond 3,000 square meter, the ducted system will be much more appropriate than having a jet fan?
sir, if the cost and the jet fan cost and the ducted system cost, I mean,
life safety. I'm not talking of cost. I'm talking of life safety. That's all.
oh, so I mean that I will only give you the comparison. You know, with the help of simulation, I will give you this is the effect of this particular compartment if it is having a ducted system and if it is having a jet fan. So decision making, you know, based on certain assumptions, we need to take it jointly. I mean, decisions are
That was
always up to
basically
the
my
client.
point.
I mean, we can't.
That was
So
basically my
you know,
point.
simulations are, sir.
That was basically my point. Can you simulate for an area beyond 3,000 square
Yes.
meter? How?
Why not? Yes, sir.
You have a
We
certain
can.
between there.
I mean, if we need to see the air is not crossing that particular partition, which is restricting that. So we need to see the effect of the air which is coming backwards. I mean, that is what we need to see.
Okay, I think we do have time now is already coming to almost over now. Mr. Chiller, how many minutes we do have? Can we have some more questions or?
Sir, hello, sir. I am Arup Dhar, speaking from Agartala, Tripura. We are a community-based disaster response volunteers association working on disaster-related issues on the community boost up resilience issues. The panel, those who are here, they are competent enough GIL visionaries, and we are very much thankful that they have shared vast of knowledge beyond our expectation. So we make an humble submission to the organizer to increase the time of the webinar, so it would be more effective, because in Zoom only we have 40 minutes time, so it's very disturbing for us. Sometimes we never get connected in proper way, so we miss all the discussion and the useful PowerPoint presentations. So we make an humble submission to the organizer to increase the time, and as well as especially as we are working in the community level, we want that fire safety education for the schools and the Panchayat Raj training institution and the habitation, because habitation is the main source where we can give them more knowledge. Even they construct a building or the roof houses where even the ambulance.
I think we got the point, Mr. Rao. We got it. I think already Mr. Rao has said that we can think of the new subjects if somebody is suggesting. So they will take care of that. And what this time also, I feel that yes.
Yeah, time is over.
Maybe 1.5 hours. So this time is over today, but for the future, you can think of if you can increase the time by maybe 1.5 hours or so.
We will take into consideration to increase the time and the subject.
Okay, Mr. Chiller, one last word. I want to thank everybody with the only thing that, just to sum up the things, Mr. Arup, Mr. Gupta, he is into modeling of the various, how the things are going to happen. Probably if he is able to sit with some of the operational people for a little longer and understands the way the things are happening, the way things are to be done, I think that if everything that is also included in the modeling, it is going to be the more effective system, and it's going to be more positive result as per the test or modeling we are trying to just have it. So I think this is what I can just assimilate in this hour, and I think thank you very much. And Mr. Chiller, you can go ahead with this now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. And whatever feedback I'll get through the chat box, we will try to do it. We have requested, and I think we will do it, that what certificates will be issued to all the participants from this time and in the next webinars also. We get many positive feedback from the people, and we will try to do it. Rest all is nice now today. I pay my regard to everyone who have come to join us, and next Saturday we are again coming up with the blowout webinar. Two experts from Oil India, Indian will be there, and we will advertise it on our website from tomorrow onwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alok, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Alok. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye.